What's up, guys? Eli here. Welcome back for another episode of Seinfeld Saturday. Got my coffee in my human fund mug, which you'll know. If you know your Seinfeld, you should know that one. Today we are doing Season 1, Episode 1, which is titled Male Unbonding. Now, I've been known to call the pilot Episode 1, but technically it's not. Technically, Male Unbonding is Season 1, Episode 1, with the pilot just not really counting. Now, as you will most likely notice, the show now has the Seinfeld logo as this fairly basic white lettering, as you can see there. We're not quite to the classic Seinfeld logo that we would all know and love just yet. So after Jerry's stand-up set, you see Jerry and George at Jerry's apartment, and you will notice that it's a little bit different from the pilot. It's closer to the one that we know and love, but not quite there yet, not quite as detailed. I never noticed the cactus, but those things were massively popular in the 80s and 90s, and I've never really been sure why. There's also a bookshelf in the apartment instead of the VHS shelf that we would pretty much have later on for the remainder of the series. And one last thing I've noticed, there's no bike just yet. He would have a bike hanging kind of in the hallway. You'd see it hanging from the ceiling. And there's a different couch, not the couch that he would have for a while. Jerry might have had a few different couches. I can't remember, maybe 2 or 3, but it's not that classic that blue couch that I think he gives it to Elaine later on or something like that. But anyways, the couch, maybe I'm wrong, but the couch looked different to me. So the dialogue starts with George whining about his trouble with women and being completely neurotic. Classic George. And after returning from the dry cleaners, Kramer is sitting on Jerry's couch and in mid-phone conversation, which is also classic Kramer. And it turns out that he was talking to Jerry's childhood friend, Joel Hornick, who he actually despises, and you'll see why shortly. Joel pressures Jerry into meeting for lunch that week, and Jerry reluctantly agrees. The phone rings again, and Kramer answers, and it's the first time that he uses the Kramerica Industries line, which is something that would be elaborated on in a future episode, along with his idea for a chain of pizza places. Fast forward a couple of days, and Jerry's having lunch with Joel, now at Monk's Diner, or Monk's Cafe, actually, which would be the Seinfeld hangout for pretty much the remainder of the series. Now, you get to see why Jerry despises Joel. He's a completely self-absorbed asshole, but he idolizes Jerry, and Jerry doesn't know how to break off such an old friendship. After watching this episode a couple of times in preparation for this video, I realized that Joel is a great character, and I think he should have been utilized more, but you never see him again. After Joel is rude to the staff at Monk's, Jerry tells Joel that it's over. They have nothing in common, and they should just go their separate ways. This unexpectedly causes Joel to break down in tears, and you see what a good actor this guy actually is. Jerry, of course, feels bad, and he takes back what he said reluctantly, of course. He gives his and George's Knicks tickets to Joel and Kramer as an apology, which infuriates George. Now let's talk about another important piece of Seinfeld history, the first appearance of Elaine. She doesn't show up until the 17-minute mark, but you feel like she has been there all along, and that's a testament to how natural Julia Louis-Dreyfus's performance is and speaks to her acting talents, not to mention whoever was in charge of casting. She's just so perfect for the role, and I would not have wanted anyone else to play Elaine. So Joel meets Elaine at Jerry's place after the Knicks game and mentions how Elaine and Jerry used to date, which is the first time that little fact comes up. And I always liked how you never see Jerry and Elaine as a couple. It's just part of the Seinfeld lore. And the episode ends with Elaine and Jerry trying to back out of Knicks games invites from Joel, and that pretty much wraps up Season 1, Episode 1. Not the most epic episode of Seinfeld ever, but plenty of great dialogue. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. What score would you give it? Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Louis says hello. He's behind me, probably pissed off because I'm not paying attention to him. But yeah, where would you rank this episode? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's, middle of the road? Do you think it's high, low? What do you think? Anyways, cheers, guys. We'll talk soon.